Harrison Graham and Chase Sr. here on Any Given Thursday by Chat Sports. The Dallas Mavericks set to get their second half of the season underway as they look to move up in the Western Conference standings. Let's take a look ahead, though, to the offseason, kind of tie it back to the trade deadline as well, Chase. A lot of rumors around Jalen Brunson and his future. Obviously, they did not trade him. They want him to be a part of their future. Well, Tim MacMahon, who's covered the Mavs and the NBA for a while, he's based out of Dallas, hopped on the Lowe podcast with Zach Lowe, Lowe Post podcast, excuse me, and basically said, yeah, both sides want to stay with each other, but Brunson ain't taking a discount. And that chatter of 4 years, $80 million, it's real. He's going to get the bag this offseason.
I think he deserves it, and I think the Mavericks should give it to him. I think he's an important figure to the Mavericks culture with what they're trying to build. I think this year he's really proven that he can be a nice sidekick to Luka Doncic. His emergence, I think, is a big reason why the Mavericks never ended up seriously pursuing a guy like Goran Dragic. And a player like Jalen Brunson, he's going to get that 4-year, $80 million contract just like Jordan Poole is with the Golden State Warriors. And frankly, I think Jalen Brunson is a better all-around player.
Yeah, and here's what MacMahon said, and he's one of those guys that, there's reporters all across sports for certain guys that cover certain teams. They say something, and you're like, okay, there's like,
that's
you just
legit.
trust what they say.
Yeah.
Here's what he had to say about Brunson and the Mavs. He said, quote, "This I know. Jalen Brunson's preference would be to stay in Dallas. He ain't taking a discount to do it, though. He wants to get paid, period, preferably in Dallas. Brunson's going to get the bag, and if Dallas doesn't give it to him, someone else will. That's why they aren't able to extend him right now, because currently the max extension they can give Jalen Brunson is what they gave Dorian Finney-Smith, 4 years, $55 million. Brunson on July 1st, once free agency starts, can get whatever he can get more than that. It can go up to 80, 85 million, 90 million, whatever. The restriction cuts off. So that's why he has not agreed to a contract right now, because some team out there, and I think Dallas will end up doing it, and they should because he continues to get better, will give him $20 million a year. I really think it's going to happen. So prepare yourself, Mavs fans. He is going to get the bag. Is Jalen Brunson worth $20+ million per year? Type Y for yes, type in for no. Listen, man, if he keeps improving, I think the answer is yes. And you look at kind of his development, Chase, and you watched him up close back when he was at Villanova. You look at his first 2 years, came in as an early second-round pick, which was a joke, by the way. Should have been a top 20 pick. Pretty good signs early on. And then these last 2 years, you've really seen him take off and show why he's a guy worthy of getting $20 million a year.
Yeah, no, he's a really exceptional player, and had an opportunity to watch him live a few weeks ago in that comeback win over the Sixers. And we just make too much of basketball players who don't have this incredibly, I guess, twitchy body. Like Luka Doncic and Jalen Brunson, they're not the most twitchy athletes, right?
No.
But they use their bodies and strength and their size to free up some space offensively, to get some shots off, to get those scoop layups off. And they're also both really good passers. Obviously, Luka's in a different stratosphere in terms of passing the basketball, but the point here being, like, Jalen Brunson can do a bunch of different things well. He's still young. He still has a bunch of upside in a playoff series. I think this is a guy that you really want on the floor. Last year, I thought it was weird how he didn't really play as much in the playoffs as he did in the regular season. This year, he's proved those detractors wrong.
Yeah, and I think you made a good point there. I think the number one thing that makes a basketball player good is understanding who you are as a player.
Yeah.
No one gets that better than Jalen Brunson.
No.
Like, he knows exactly what his strengths are. He's
a little off-shoulder.
He's improved those. He's improved his weaknesses. That's something Russell Westbrook has never figured out. He's never figured out how to maximize his strengths and try to avoid his weaknesses. If you understand who you are as a player, that's going to take you a long way in its own. So we'll have to monitor what happens with him this offseason. Also, this coming in from Shams earlier on Thursday, the Mavericks are signing forward Moses Wright of the NBA G League's Agua Calientina to a two-way NBA deal, sources tell The Athletic.
Yeah.
So
6'9" forward, undrafted rookie out of Georgia Tech.
So he fills in a two-way contract there. We'll see how that ends up playing out. Obviously, the Mavs did not end up getting Goran Dragic as he signed with the Brooklyn Nets. All right, Mavs fans, make sure to subscribe to our Mavericks-only channel, youtube.com/MavsTV. That is the link, even though Jeremy can't find it. Go ahead and subscribe for more Mavericks videos on our Mavericks-only channel. He's Chase, I'm Harrison. Let's take a look at the second half of the NBA season, really the final third here, Chase, as we get through NBA All-Star Weekend and now games pick back up again here. We'll kind of break down the conference standings, take a look at MVP odds and some of the other awards as well, how things sit with about 25 games left to go. Let's take a look at the Eastern Conference here, Chase, and you know, we've talked about this off air a little bit, how tight it is, really 1 through 8 in the East.
It's really the tightest that the East has been in a really long time, because you look at the Miami Heat in that one spot at 38-21, tied with the Chicago Bulls. Philadelphia 76ers went into the All-Star break with a great win over the Milwaukee Bucks in that third spot at 35-23. The Bucks are 36-24 at fifth. Cavaliers ahead of them, but the Boston Celtics still in the mix, only a couple of games back from the Miami Heat, all the way down in sixth. And then the Atlanta Hawks still kind of in the mix as well at 28-30. By the way, we're recording this on Thursday. Some games are taking place on Thursday night as we resume following the All-Star break. But the point here being, Harrison, the East hasn't been this closely tied in a really long time, to the point where in the first round of the NBA playoffs, there's going to be a really good team that gets bounced, and we're not sure who it's going to be. Is Brooklyn going to continue to climb the Eastern Conference standings with Ben Simmons sometime returning and Kevin Durant coming back into the lineup? Could a Sixers, a Milwaukee, a Miami, a Boston, another good team like Cleveland get ousted in that first round? That's what's going to happen, because some of those series are going to be wire to wire.
And it sounds like March 1st, New York City could lift the vaccine mandate, which means Kyrie Irving would be cleared to return as a full-time participant if that happens. Which team will come out of the Eastern Conference and make the NBA Finals? Let us know down in the comments who you think will make the Finals out of the East. All right, we got some hoodies on sale for you guys, a variety of ones right here for you. Chatsports.com/NBA hoodie. Different hoodies, different styles for different teams, different players as well. Love the player team combo ones that you can get, just like this Ja Morant one. I know there's Steph Curry ones as well. Chatsports.com/NBA hoodie. Love this Hornets jacket style. Also, you can get that one for other teams as well. Click the link. It'll be in the comments, the description of this video. Click and shop and pick up a brand new jacket or hoodie. Okay, take a look at the West now, Chase. A little bit of a different story. Phoenix has kind of separated themselves at the top. Golden State kind of feels like that clear number 2, but Memphis in the standings, game and a half back of the Warriors. At what point do we take them seriously as at least a conference finals threat?
You have to, because they're a really good team. They have a couple of really good options offensively, led by Ja Morant. It's criminal that he's not getting as much NBA MVP buzz as he should be. He's been terrific. Dylan Brooks is a really good player. Your boy Desmond Bane has been lighting it up. Jaren Jackson Jr. playing really good basketball too. Is Phoenix going to slip without Chris Paul because of the avulsion fracture in his thumb? Same injury that happened to Jimmy Garoppolo. Garoppolo was able to play through it. Obviously a different sport with basketball. A little bit more contact and movement with that thumb as compared to being a quarterback, even though Jimmy Garoppolo obviously throwing the football. I think Phoenix is good enough and deep enough to maintain that number 1 position. But after that, things are wide open. The Warriors, prior to the All-Star break, started to slip a little bit. All year, they've been boosting the NBA's best defense, but defense has been one of the weak aspects of that team last couple of weeks. I think Memphis is scary good. I think they can upset any of these teams in the West. Utah Jazz, not really buying them as serious playoff contenders. Dallas Mavericks, that's your squad.
It's an opportunity for Dallas. If you draw Utah and you're Dallas, you should be going into that thinking we should win this series.
They should,
in my opinion, because
you have Luka Doncic,
you've got the best player in the series. So we'll
slightly above Donovan.
We'll see what happens there. I think Denver's a team to watch. Chase, Jokic is having another MVP caliber year. Is Jamal Murray going to come back? We'll see if he does. That's a huge lift for them because he was clearly their second best player over the last few years. Minnesota, they would like to be for sure in that top 7 or at least top 8, so you get 2 cracks in the play-in tournament to secure a playoff spot. Then obviously, you know, all eyes on the Lakers as well. You know, can they sneak in and make some noise? Like, you know, if Chris Paul isn't healthy, a 1-8 matchup in the first round, weirder things have happened.
Let me say this. The Suns and the Warriors don't want to play the Lakers in the first round. Look, I understand they've been a disaster this year.
Still LeBron.
But over the course of a 7-game playoff series, they still have LeBron James, one of the best players in the NBA, Anthony Davis is frightening to go up against. Russell Westbrook, I'm not the biggest Russ guy, but he can still make plays happen. Malik Monk shooting around 40% from 3 this year. That's a scary team in the first round.
How about Clippers-Lakers in the final playing game for the final
That's
playoff
right,
spot?
battle for L.A.
Yeah, we'll do a watch party for that piece. Which team's going to come out of the West now? Let us know. I'm going to go with Phoenix. The Chris Paul thing is something worth monitoring, but they've clearly been the best team this year. Golden State is still a force, but I still think they're working Clay back, trying to figure out how that all works together. We'll see when Draymond and James Wiseman come back, but I'm going to go with Phoenix. Where are you going?
I like Phoenix, Golden State as well. Those are my 2 squads, but like I said, Memphis, they're for real. They can compete for an NBA title this year.
See what happens. They got the athletes to do it. Subscribe to Chat Sports. More NBA news, rumors. How about some draft coverage as well?
Hell yeah.
We're going to get into ESPN NBA mock draft reaction if you're watching live on Thursday, so stay tuned for that. Free agency this offseason, it's going to be fantastic, so go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Let's take a quick look at some of these award races as well. MVP, obviously. Joel Embiid is taking a not a large lead here, but he's clearly the front runner. You got Nikola Jokic and Giannis all of a sudden lurking as well as he's climbed the column in the points per game category.
Yeah, Steph there in 4th at plus 1,000. Ja Morant and Devin Booker both at 18-1 odds. I think if the season were to end today, Harrison, Joel Embiid is my NBA MVP. I think if you take him away from the Sixers without Ben Simmons all year, they'd be an awful basketball team.
Yeah.
What he's been able to do in the scoring column, rebounding, he's become a better passer, really good defensive player, blocking shots and protecting the rim. It's been great. And he's been better than he was last year when the Joker actually beat him for MVP. It's going to be a neck-and-neck race between those 2 players down the stretch.
A name not in this top 5, Luka Doncic the last month before the All-Star break.
Sneaky.
He was playing like an MVP. He's been out of his mind. We'll see if that carries over. Who will win MVP this year? Let us know. Give us a prediction. And by the way, I'm with you. Ja Morant at 5th best odds. I love Steph. I think Josh should be higher in the odds.
Yeah, me too.
I think what he's done for Memphis has been incredible. Get your votes in on MVP. Let's go to Defensive Player of the Year award now. Rudy Gobert, Chase's favorite player at plus 140. Draymond Green at plus 180. I wonder if he's missed too many games now as he's been out a little while. You got Giannis, Jaren Jackson, and Joel Embiid up there as well.
Yeah, look, here's my issue with Rudy Gobert. I think he's an overrated defensive player. Why is that? He plays one position on one spot of the floor, and all of these other guys guard multiple positions, or at least can guard multiple positions. So I think Rudy Gobert is somewhat limited. I thought Ben Simmons last year should have won Defensive Player of the Year because he guards all 5 positions at a really elite level. Rudy Gobert is not asked to do that, and in the playoffs, he often gets thrashed and picked on because he has to get out to the 3-point arc. He's slow-footed, and really his strength is around the rim. And Draymond Green is with me. He said, never compare me to Rudy Gobert, but hey, he's leading the Defensive Player of the Year race as of now.
Well, Chase thinks he's overrated. We'll ask you guys, though. Is Rudy Gobert an overrated defender, type O for overrated, type P for properly rated? I do think he's a good defender, but, if people are saying you're the best constantly, pretty good chance it's going to be overrated. So get your votes in O or P. Rookie of the Year now. Evan Mobley just running away with this thing.
Yes,
Chase.
he is. It's crazy. Look, the upside for him during my draft evaluations, it was so high. I even said he could end up being the top player in the 2021 NBA draft class. He has some elements of his game that, as a rookie, remind me of a young Giannis. He can guard multiple positions. I think he can be a better, more natural offensive player than Giannis, but he's a terrific athlete, really heady basketball player. Giannis didn't have that at the time because he was so raw, but Evan Mobley has been great. Scotty Barnes has been a great find for Toronto. I wanted them to draft Jalen Suggs for him to be Kyle Lowry's replacement, but the pick of Barnes has worked out. Cade Cunningham has had his moments. Josh Giddey in the month of February, averaging a near triple-double, went off at MSG. And Franz Wagner, really good find for the Orlando Magic. The young core with Cole Anthony, Franz Wagner, Jalen Suggs. They have something working down there in Florida.
All right, so which rookie has impressed you the most? I think what's helping Mobley out, too, is his team's winning. A lot of Rookie of the Year candidates don't win because they were, a top 3 or 4 pick, but Cleveland's having a great year. So Which rookie has impressed you guys the most? Sixth man of the year now. This is over and done with. Unless Hero gets hurt and misses basically in the rest of the games, he's going to win this award.
Yeah, it's funny. You know, we call Kelly Oubre 30K Oubre. Anytime you put him in a video, it pops off. So maybe that happens with this one. But I think Hero, this is his award to lose. Kevin Love, good story this year. He's kind of rejuvenated his career to a certain degree. And then Montrezl Harrell, nah. Jordan Clarkson won it last year. It's Tyler Hero's award. And the most improved player of the year race. Look, we talk about Ja Morant being so low on those MVP odds. At least he's probably going to win most improved player. But this is funny because last year I thought he was great. This year he's been even better, but most improved, that's kind of interesting. Yes, he's taken his game to a new level. Yes, he's become, I don't know, in some circles, a top 5, top 10 guy. So he deserves to win a award. I think it's more most valuable player as compared to this.
What's interesting is someone made him aware that he's leading this award, and he said, well, what about Desmond Bane as most improved?
That's good,
Which
too.
I thought was a good point. I mean, he's gone from a just, good rookie to he's like a legitimate starting caliber player averaging 17, 18 points a game as a 40% three-point shooter.
Yeah, this is my favorite award of them all, even including MVP, because I love to see the development of these players, the work ethic, them being in the lab. You've seen it with all of these guys. Ja, Miles Bridges, Darius Garland, an all-star, DeJounte Murray, an all-star, and Anthony Simons. Without Damian Lillard and now C.J. McCollum, Anthony Simons has been getting buckets, man.
Yep, no doubt about it. Who's improved the most? Let us know what you guys think on this one, and we'll see what happens down the stretch of this season when it comes down to these awards.